Happy birthday to Logic, and it's just crazy to see the comeback that he's had in 2020. When everybody doubted him, he came back and he delivered one of the best albums of the year.
Yeah, we should have dropped a video. Well, we weren't doing videos like this when he dropped it, but it would have been absolutely crazy to go in and dive into everything there. And you guys could catch our actual review on our audio-only platforms on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if ever you want to do so. And hit the subscribe button and let us know in the comment section what's your favorite Logic song. His run from 2016 to 2019 was garbage. It was horrible. There wasn't good. There was nothing there in my opinion. The only thing I would say was actually decent was the first installment of Bobby Tarantino, and then after that we got Everybody. I think then after that 2018 was Bobby Tarantino 2. Then we got a Young Sinatra 4, and then after that we got Supermarket. That's
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind was 2019. I think that Everybody, which was the album that made him go mainstream essentially because of that 1-800 suicide hotline song, which peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100.
The nuts.
That was the kind of the beginning of the decline in Logic's music, just because he went pop, and not only that, but there were a lot of allegations of Logic stealing concepts, stealing flows, and just biting off of other artists, really.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of examples of that. For example, for the cover of Everybody, it looks very similar to Freddie Gibbs's cover for his album You Only Live Twice. Yeah. So there's circumstances like that. Then there was also the whole thing of him stealing the idea to have a suicide hotline number as your song title, which was something that Joyner Lucas had done before him. Mm-hmm. So, his name was kind of being tarnished, and people didn't like the fact that he was always rapping about being biracial, and that, he simply wasn't, rapping up to par like he was doing on The Incredible True Story or like on Under Pressure. He wasn't on that same level. He was flexing a lot about his rapping skills, giving us corny bars, and no one was fucking with him anymore.
Yeah, he definitely dug himself in a hole for a good, I would say, 4 years until No Pressure came down. And I feel a lot of people did give him a lot of slack that he didn't deserve, though, including me. It was mostly the hip hop fan base that put him in that mood. But listen, at the end of the day, you have to deliver on your quality, because if you're known for being a mixtape artist too, and you're known for delivering these really complete, coherent projects with fantastic production done by Six, by the way, these complex rhyme schemes that you're not stopping, you're delivering, 3 different flows per verse, and then after that you go on to something like that for the next 5 years. What does that say to your fan base? And that was the case a while for Logic, especially me, because I started getting into Logic with the Young Sinatra series. Under Pressure completely sold me, and then after that, The Incredible True Story is one of my favorite albums from him. And then I saw the direction he was going with, and it was like, okay, you're not Drake, man. Like, you don't gotta go in that lane. Like, you could stay on that level of, like, let's say what Joey Badass is doing with his career now, where he didn't have to release that. So that was the stigma around his name. And in the summer of 2020, he dropped one of the best albums of the year. He went back to form. It was a return to form. It was No Pressure. What an album! This project was fantastic. Everything from No I.D's exec producing to Six producing the album. The personal anecdotes.
The album cover.
Oh my god!
How that went full circle from Under Pressure to No Pressure. How it wrapped up his career perfectly.
That was Sam Spratt, by the way, right? Was that Sam Spratt? Okay. Yeah, he did. He also did.
I think it's Sam Spratt, right?
Sam Spratt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, listen,
anyways,
I mixed up the team.
He's been Logic's illustrator for almost his entire career.
Yes.
And he's done brilliant work for Kid Cudi as well. But speaking on Logic's comeback, it's amazing to see what he's accomplished, and it felt genuine. You really believe that he wanted to be out of the music business to focus on taking care of his son, and not only that, but having his Twitch deal. But now there's word again that Logic might be returning. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like it was a publicity stunt for him to call No Pressure his last album?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's not up to me to tell him to revitalize his career, but what type of content matter is he going to bring? I mean, you got the whole dad vibe in No Pressure. You got kind of where he's at his life now. And, if he were to do another bow out, kind of like how Jay-Z did with 444, well, we don't know if that's his final bow out, but that sort of vibe, then I would be okay with it. But it's a year later.
Yeah.
We've heard from you. We kind of know what type of situation you're in. We know, the type of stuff you're capable of. We know you could go return back to form. We know that you're a legendary MC in the new generation, and, we could consider you a top dog. What's the point now?
Let me read you the announcement that came straight from Bobby Boy Records, about a couple of days ago. So we are beyond excited to announce the signing of the latest addition to the Bobby Boy family, Dr. Destruction, and he's wearing a mask in the actual image, so we don't know his identity. Will be releasing his debut album, executive produced by Logic, on January 22nd. I think this is Logic coming back under an alias.
You think so?
I really think so. I think it's like his new persona.
Dr. Destruction?
Yeah, that's the name of it.
That's kind of biting MF Doom.
And the mask looks MF Doom-ish. So
oh my God.
I don't know, man. Regardless, Logic had an amazing comeback in 2020. No Pressure is a fantastic album that was brilliantly produced by Six and No I.D. So guys, let us know what your favorite Logic song is. And I'm excited to hear, what he might have next now.
I don't know if I'm excited though. If he gives me another crazy mixtape, I'll be all for it. But at the end of the day, if you're biting that MF Doom sort of vibe and like that whole anonymous thing, like, bro, then I could actually call you corny again, and everything he kind of did this year kind of goes, well, in 2020 goes down the drain.